It's the coldest place on Earth. A world locked away under snow and ice. So hostile and inaccessible, it has long concealed its secrets from us. But deep in the icy waters live creatures so strange and so huge that they can truly be called monstrous. Rare encounters with them give us a tantalizing glimpse of a mysterious world. Now an expedition is on the way to explore this little-known wilderness, the Antarctic Ocean. Scientists will use deep-sea submersibles to venture into its icy waters.
Oh, they're really huge ones.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Wow.
This is a journey into the icy deep and a world of giants. The remotest place on Earth. The Antarctic continent is so inaccessible and hostile that it was only a century ago that people started to explore it. And the oceans around it are still largely unknown today. These waters are dauntingly vast, icy, and deep, that they have remained largely unexplored. The Antarctic Ocean is on average 4,000 to 5,000 meters deep. And even near the continent's coastline, the seafloor drops off sharply to a depth of 500 meters. With sea temperatures near freezing all year round, exploring these deep waters has, until recently, been a huge challenge. Now, however, a team of scientists is planning to spend a month in the largely unknown waters, searching for the giants that are said to live here. The Eleusia is a scientific research vessel fitted with the latest deep-sea technology. The Nadia and the Deep Rover. Each can hold 2 to 3 passengers and dive to a depth of 1,000 meters. A highly sensitive camera is also installed to record any animals the team may discover.
Don't forget the ones here. Yeah.
The first dive will take down Dr. Claude de Breuer, an expert on the Antarctic Ocean. He's studied its marine life for over 50 years and has discovered that some animals grow to an enormous size here. It's called polar gigantism.
During this expedition, we try to find and to show at least some good example of gigantism among different groups.
Finally, all is in place for the first descent.
Okay, gentlemen, I'll give you that card.
It's an exciting moment. They will dive into the depths of the Antarctic Ocean for scientific research. But the mission is not without its dangers. and they approach the iceberg slowly and cautiously.
Yeah, I've got visual on the deer.
Guys, once you're happy and you've got each other visual, you are clear to vent.
The deer venting now, over.
Okay, have a good dive.
The two submersibles will stay close together in case they encounter any problems. Okay. More than 90% of an iceberg floats below the surface, so they could hit a wall at any time.
Coming in visibility now.
They've come as close as they dare. Below water, the iceberg has an extraordinary sculpted surface, like a honeycomb sponge.
Anyway, this is quite spectacular. Yes.
The team within the submersible are warm enough, but the surrounding water is particularly cold. Pure water freezes at 0 degrees centigrade, but seawater, being salty, doesn't do so until nearly 2 degrees lower. In the dark depths, they can just make out the base of the iceberg.
Seems quite empty.
It does seem quite empty.
They're only 50 meters below the surface, but there is no sign of life here. The submersible descends further.
Control, Nadir. On bottom, standby, bottom report. Temperature is minus 1.2.
They've reached the sea floor and a depth of 500 meters. The Antarctic Ocean is cooled by floating ice, so the water near the surface is actually colder than that at the bottom. To their surprise, the seafloor is covered in living organisms. The team hadn't expected to find such a rich and colourful variety of creatures at these depths. What looks like an underwater garden is in fact a community not of plants, but animals. As the submersible drifts across the bottom, it appears to disturb some of the residents. They're feather stars, ancient marine invertebrates that can use their long arms to propel themselves through the water. Feather stars spend most of their time on the sea floor, but will swim to avoid predators.
Landing. Beautiful.
Many of the seafloor residents are filter feeders that sift out plankton from the water. These pink, alien-looking creatures are called sea pigs. They're bottom feeders and live in the deepest parts of the ocean. A ring of tentacles on their feet pick up sediment from the seafloor and transport it to their mouths. They move at a slow and leisurely pace, so not to waste energy.
This is a nice fish.
Wow, is that an ice fish?
Nice fish, yes.
The strange pale fish is an ambush predator that lies in wait, resting on the seafloor on stilt-like fins. Icefish are unique to this environment. And unusually, their blood is colourless and transparent. What could be the reason for this? All other animals with a backbone have red blood cells which help to transport oxygen around the body. So how do icefish manage without it? It seems they compensate by having a larger heart and wider blood vessels so that their blood circulates more quickly. And since cold water has a higher oxygen content, icefish appear to manage perfectly well. But the team are hoping to catch a glimpse of an Antarctic giant, and they soon strike lucky.
Oh, and a big starfish. Over there, look at the size of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Squid? What is that?
It's good.
Right in front of you.
The starfish seems to be enormous. Judging from the size of the icefish next to it, the octopus starfish could be over a foot across, bigger than a large pizza. Another octopus starfish is wrapped around a marine sponge. Most sponges are no larger than a human fist, but this one is huge.
It's an example of sponge which can grow to 50 and in some places to 1 meter high.
As they move on into the dark, a massive rock face suddenly rises up before them. And they're faced with an extraordinary spectacle. The rock is entirely covered in sponges.
And they're really huge ones.
Yeah.
Claude has never before seen such a variety and density of sponges in Antarctic waters, and many of them are indeed giants, nearly a meter long. Sponges may look like plants, but they are in fact very simple animals that attach themselves to rocks and feed on drifting plankton. It's a sight you might expect to see on a coral reef, but not in polar seas, where most creatures grow very slowly.
Thank you.
So,
It was
was
absolutely
it?
great. On the walls, there is no square centimeters without an animal. It's absolutely full. All the 400 meters. So, yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit.
The other sub has brought up some truly intriguing creatures. This is a giant shrimp or amphipod with powerful front legs.
This is a nice example of polar gigantism, in fact, because most of the amphipods in other seas reach the maximum such size, 10 millimeters or so. And here they can reach such big size, as you can see.
Another jar holds a huge sea spider, bigger than a man's hand. Sea spiders are typically tiny, less than a centimeter in size. But this one is enormous. It's another example of polar gigantism, where animals in colder waters seem to dwarf their relatives in warmer climes. It's a mystery that scientists have yet to fully understand. The Antarctic Ocean is said to be home to one group of giants that our team of explorers is especially keen to find. Sightings of these creatures have been few and far between. "40 years ago, a Soviet research vessel hauled on board a massive squid heavier than any found before. Its body weighed twice as much as that of a giant squid thought to be the largest in the world. No further specimens were found until the beginning of the 21st century, when fishing vessels pulled up 3 more giants from Antarctic waters. One of these is now on display at the Museum of New Zealand in Wellington. It's been aptly named colossal squid. Measuring nearly 5 meters in length and weighing half a ton, it's the heaviest squid ever found anywhere. And there have been other discoveries of supersized creatures. In 2000, the largest specimen ever found of a squid called Condorcovia was washed ashore. It was over 2 meters long. Both Condorcovia and the colossal squid are powerful predators. They're equipped with very similar weapons. Their tentacles not only have suckers, but sharp hooked claws. And those of the colossal squid can even swivel around. It's one of the most dangerous hunters in the Antarctic seas. One of their prey is the largest fish to be found in these waters, the Antarctic toothfish. The circular marks on its body were clearly made by the suckers of a very large squid. While dead specimens of these enormous squid have been recovered, very few have ever been seen alive. So a camera is entrusted to an Antarctic fishing vessel in the hope that they might encounter a large squid. And one day they're in luck.
50 kiloan nih. Oh ini, kepalanya aja. Masa seton.
A stocky body with a large eye, there's no mistaking it. It's a colossal squid. And its strong tentacles have those distinctive hooked claws. The squid had held on to its prey while the fisherman's line pulled up a fish. Now it retreats back into the ocean. The expedition's most ambitious goal is to find huge Antarctic squid. And they hope to do so with the help of a toothfish. Dr. Catherine Bolstad is an expert on deep ocean squid and one of the few scientists to have studied the anatomy of the colossal squid. Her plan is to use the toothfish as bait to attract the elusive predator.
It's one of the last giant animals on the planet that we really have no knowledge of and that nobody has seen alive. So we have a chance here to see an animal nobody has seen at large sizes alive before, where it belongs, and that has no idea that humans even exist.
Okay, Sam, that looks good. We're happy with that.
Yep.
Okay, roger.
With the bait in position, they take the submersible down into deeper water.
Control, Nadir. My depth 450 meters, descending. Over.
So that's an octopus? I see the eyes.
Floating into view comes a reddish, umbrella-shaped octopus that's only found in the Antarctic Ocean. It's called the Dumbo octopus because its prominent fins resemble the ears of Disney's flying elephant. The octopus's arms are connected by a web of skin that allows it to glide through the water with all the grace of a ballet dancer. The submersible has now reached a depth of 500 meters. This is where they're hoping to find their colossal squid.
Whoa, what?
Oh, that's a Stygiomedusa.
Cat has spotted something else in the darkness. They're the arms of a giant jellyfish, easily 10 meters long. They hang from a bell-shaped body. This is Stygiomedusa gigantea, thought to be one of the largest invertebrate predators in the deep sea. Drifting alongside the submersible, it's clear just how big it really is. Few people have ever seen this spectacular creature alive, so we know very little about it. The broad ribbon-like arms don't have stings, and no one knows just how they're used to catch prey. It could be that the long, streaming drapes simply entangle or wrap around their victims. It's a great thrill to have had such an intimate encounter with one of the Antarctic's most elusive giants.
It was out of this world. It's full of stranger things than most people can imagine. Down there, the truth really is stranger than fiction.
Surprisingly, there are more gigantic animals in the Antarctic seas than in any other ocean. Why should this be? Scientists believe the answer may lie in the ocean currents. Antarctica is surrounded by a cold circumpolar current that blocks off warmer waters from the equator. This has a cooling effect on the continent and makes its ocean the coldest in the world. And cold water holds more dissolved oxygen than warm water does. Scientists think that this may be why creatures here can grow so large.
Antarctica typical cold water, very cold water, has a high level of oxygen. They could observe that there is a maximum number of giant animals where the oxygen rate is the highest in the water.
One scientist studies a creature that is crucial for the survival of many of these giants. Margaret Amsler has been working in the Antarctic for over 40 years. Her research has focused on some of its smallest inhabitants.
So at about 11 o'clock now.
Oh yeah, I see him.
The pilot has detected something in the water below. Seabirds are also starting to gather at the spot. It's a pod of humpback whales. They're feeding and have created a curtain of bubbles that acts as a fishing net. The whales work as a team, corralling their prey into a circle while blowing a net of bubbles around them to prevent their escape. They're feeding on shrimp-like creatures called krill.
Pretty much everything down here feeds on krill.
Krill is the most abundant animal in the ocean and provides a crucial source of food for many whales, fish, and birds. They swim in large swarms, and humpbacks can gulp down hundreds, if not thousands, with one mouthful. Antarctic krill are the largest on Earth, growing to 6 centimeters in length, double the size of krill elsewhere. But despite their abundance, krill are rarely seen near the surface.
It's considered a keystone species here in Antarctica, very incredibly vital to the overall structure of the ecosystem, just like the keystone in a building. Well, I'm really looking forward to the submersible dives in order to observe krill behavior and hopefully being surrounded by krill, either at the surface or at the bottom.
Margaret Amsler believes that there must be vast swarms somewhere in the deep, and she hopes that they will find them with the submersibles. To find the krill, they've decided to anchor the Eleusia in a place where humpback whales are often sighted. The next morning, they are rewarded. The whales are bubble net feeding near the boat. If they can launch the submersibles quickly, they may be able to find the krill swarms.
SO Nadir venting now. Nadir, both subs passing 250 meters.
They're now at a depth at which whales are seldom seen.
Whoa.
And within minutes, they're in the middle of an underwater blizzard.
Incredible.
Oh my gosh, you almost can't see the water ahead of us. Oh my gosh, how are we going to see the bottom?
Trying to navigate anywhere will be madness.
It's thought that there are some 500 million tons of Antarctic krill in these waters. It's not hard to believe that this may indeed be the most numerous animal on Earth.
Cannot see it at all. Wow. Yeah, for information, we are completely surrounded by krill.
It's a krill blizzard.
The swarm is now so dense they can't see an inch ahead of them. And then there is something unexpected. Flashes of blue light.
Oh, it's such a beautiful color of blue. Let's do it.
The light is produced by the krill.
The krill have a series of light-producing organs on their underside that they can flash this beautiful shade of blue.
They turn off the sub's lights to get a better view.
Oh, yes. Oh, look at all that photo 4 action.
In the pitch black, it becomes clear to what extent the krill are signaling with their bioluminescence. But what the function of these lights may be is not yet known. On the seafloor below, bottom-dwelling predators pick off any stragglers.
It's just amazing, I use that word, how many organisms rely on krill for their livelihood in the Southern Ocean.
And with such vast numbers of krill, predators barely make a dent in the population. Why is it that Antarctic krill occur in such huge numbers? Astonishingly, the answer lies in the sea ice. The krill live under the pack ice, literally scraping off the underside to feed on the trapped algae. It's this year-round supply of food that allows them to flourish in such vast numbers. And the krill, in turn, provide food for many larger marine animals. Krill are at the base of the food web in the Antarctic Ocean, but the sea ice is also crucial to sustaining this life and the many gigantic animals that live here. One group of deep-sea giants continues to elude the expedition. The Antarctic's enormous squid. But the team have stumbled across a clue that might help them. They have discovered that young toothfish, a favorite prey of colossal squid, live on the ocean floor. They wonder if the squid might come down here to hunt for prey. The team decide to expand their search and take the submersibles to a deeper part of the ocean, down to 1,000 meters. This is as deep as the submersibles can go.
Let's go.
And away we go.
We'll see who's downstairs.
Control, Nadir, I have you loud and clear. On bottom, 965 meters, filming with rover.
They've taken a toothfish down as bait once again.
Turn on the front light.
Sorry?
Can you turn on the front facing light?
I'm seeing some...
They can just make out a white silhouette on the sea floor in front.
It's a skeleton of... Is it a whale?
Looks like a whale.
It is indeed the remains of a whale. It must have sunk to the bottom after death. Almost the entire skeleton seems to be in place. As they get closer, they see a whole community of small animals feeding on the scraps of flesh that still remain on the bones.
Oh, there's a squid. Okay, who are you?
Squid are hunters, so it's likely been attracted by the smaller animals. It's a sign that if they wait long enough, a larger squid may appear. But the pilot is concerned about keeping the headlights on.
Guys, I'm sorry. It's gonna really just suck down battery power.
Okay.
They're just about to give up when something catches their eye.
Oh, that's squid.
Was it a squid that just did that? Or is it that was it this? Is it still there?
Hey, Rover, I don't have visual on you. Can you give me a light?
Something has appeared in front of the other submersible.
Wow, look at the size of that guy.
It's a huge squid called Condacovia longimana. It's what they have been waiting for. But the submersible's battery is almost empty. It's too dangerous for them to stay on. Reluctantly, they decide to return to the surface. Fortunately, the second submersible is able to stay, and it captures the first ever footage of this little-known giant. Condacovia longimana. It's almost 2 meters long, with a mesmerizing milky white body.
It's just beautiful. Look at it. It's all silvery like the giant squid. You know, I see these things dead on the table, and the skin is rubbed off, and some of the arm tips are missing, and you just have no idea what they look like in the water. I would not have expected it to just be kind of hanging out in its ghostly white coloration. It's so beautiful. Look at that. closer, closer. Let me see the hooks. Let me see the hooks. Yes, right now you can see them. Up in the right-hand corner? Oh, yes, there they are.
These hooked claws are more common in Antarctic squid and may help them tackle a greater variety of prey in this harsh environment. The team are delighted to have found and filmed the elusive Antarctic giant. It's the first glimpse of Condacovia in its natural habitat, and it reminds us that we still have much to discover about the giants of the icy deep. During the final days of the expedition, there is an alarming change in the weather. It's raining. Rain is virtually unheard of in Antarctica, and the scientists are extremely worried. Temperatures here have risen by over 2 degrees in the last 60 years. And as the Antarctic gets warmer, glaciers are breaking up, and the ice shelf is melting. There are also changes in the deep. At a depth of 1,000 meters, animals are appearing that have seldom been seen here before. This crab should find these waters far too cold, but rising sea temperatures have allowed it to move from deeper waters into shallower ones.
Oh my gosh!
Oh!
Wow.
Now he's running.
As the Antarctic Ocean warms up, more creatures could soon invade what was once the realm of deep-sea giants.
If these crabs or any other crushing predator get up into the shallower waters, they could totally rearrange the communities.
The cold Antarctic waters have nurtured and protected the deep-sea giants for millions of years. But now this protective barrier is beginning to break down, and the future is uncertain. The expedition has come to an end, but the journey into the deep has given us a tantalizing glimpse of some of the Antarctic's more mysterious creatures. And these cold waters have given rise not just to giants, but to a surprising variety of life forms, and the largest swarms on Earth. It's an icy world that continues to fascinate and still remains just a little out of reach.